everyone, welcome to my channel. If my voice seems horrible, it's because I'm recovering from a really bad cold. But even though I was not feeling well, I went and watched Ponniyan Selvan 2 today in the theater. So guys, please do not mind the lighting because I am recording after getting back from the theater, and I feel that I won't be able to record anything tomorrow and day after because I feel in my body that my fever might relapse. I mean, the AC in the theater was insane. I was wearing layers, but yeah, I don't think it worked. Anyway, this is going to be a quick review because the movie just released, and I am going to have a live stream spoiler discussion with Nona sometime next week when I'm feeling a lot better. So I couldn't secure the tickets for the morning show because it was already full. So I went in for the afternoon show today, and I was happy to see close to 80% occupancy in the theater. That made me really happy. So starting with the overall movie itself, if you are a fan of the first film, you are definitely going to enjoy the second one. If you are someone who did not like the storytelling of the first movie, who found it boring, then the second one is again not for you. That's how directly and simply I can put it. For me, I had absolutely loved the first one because of the complexity of the characters, the nuances of the storytelling, and the entire politics and the relationship dynamics that was there in the film. I did not watch the film for the larger than life war sequences. That was never the intention for me to watch this film. For me, the pull towards the film was that the director is Mani Ratnam, and Mani Ratnam is an amazing storyteller, and he has done the exact same thing in the second film. Yes, it's not a perfect film. There are certain issues that I had with the second one as well, but overall I'm very satisfied with this movie. One thing is for certain is that for those who have read the book, this will definitely divide the book reading audience, like the novel reading audience, who have read all the parts, who know the full story, because there has been certain creative liberty taken, as every filmmaker does. So yeah, I mean, you let me know who all have read the entire set of novels, who know the full story from start to finish. Were you happy with the change or not? Now, when it comes to the entire storytelling and narrative, this is, for the lack of a better phrase, less complicated than the first one. The first one obviously was a lot of context setting. We were getting introduced to a lot of characters, which personally was not really an issue for me, but it has been an issue for a lot of people who have watched this film. But I don't think they are going to face that problem in the second part because you remember all the characters, you are familiar with all the characters, you will remember all the names. You know who Aditya Karikalan is, you know who Nandini is, you know who Arul Mori is. I don't think people should have that complaint. I really enjoyed the first half of the film thoroughly. From start to finish, I was completely hooked. I feel that the editing of the first half of this particular film was phenomenally done. When it came to the second half, there are certain parts where I thought that the edit was, I don't know, it was abruptly done because the flow of the events, I was not getting convinced. I'm just going to give a very small example. It's not a spoiler. There is a huge war sequence in the film, but how we get to that war sequence is so abrupt that I was like, okay, suddenly we are having a war out of nowhere. Because before that sequence, there's a very intense scene that is happening in the courtroom. And my biggest gripe in that, for those who have watched the film will understand, is Karti's character. I will have a full-blown spoiler discussion on this when I do it next week. But the way just Karti's character snaps back into perfection, I definitely had a problem with that. I was like, this is definitely not consistent editing and something that I cannot unsee. Let me know if you felt the same or not, or you are willing to give it a pass. The biggest highlight for me in this film is the relationship between Aditya and Nandini. Their entire backstory, Nandini's past, Aditya and Nandini's confrontation in the second half. That entire sequence itself is the Paisa Vasool moment for me. Because since the first part itself till the point where Aditya and Nandini actually meet, that scene which we see in the trailer, there's this whole build up, and the way it has been actually approached is so beautifully done that when they actually meet, it's just so worth it. I mean, this is what you call a true payoff of a scene. The movie is extremely strong in its technical departments when it comes to the BGM and songs. I mean, I love the songs. Once again, what I had guessed, that they're not going to show the full-blown songs. It will only be in the background like it was in the first film. I mean, they have implemented the same thing in the second one also, though I was a little disappointed because the songs are so nice, but it's fine. I understand, because you have to, push the narrative, since, it's such a big, complicated storyline. But the BGM by A.R. Rahman is just so beautiful and mesmerizing. It just fits perfectly. Then when it comes to cinematography and color grading, I think especially the color grading specifically for this film, I don't know why I felt that it was more grandiose than the first one. And I'm saying that because me and Nona Prince, we recently did the rewatch of the first film, so I can, the movie is still fresh in my mind, so I can do that immediate comparison. I specifically, I don't know, fell in love with the way the lighting has been done for this particular film. Ravi Varman seriously deserves a huge round of applause for his incredible cinematography. When it comes to the performances also, everybody had like an extremely dominating screen presence, and not in a bad way, because they were really holding on their own. Be it Karthi, Prakash Raj, Jayam Ravi, Trisha, everybody was like in their A game. But I feel that this time it's Aishwarya Rai and Vikram who have just charmed their way into my heart. Seriously, both of them have just outdone themselves. For me, this is my absolute favorite performance done by Aishwarya Rai. She is just Nandini. She is the embodiment of Nandini for me, and her screen presence is just so captivating. The talking is done through eyes, and the chemistry between her and Vikram was mind-blowing. Both of them, that scene, that entire sequence when they finally meet each other and confront each other is just, it was just worth the wait. It was just worth the wait, for me at least. Another huge shout out to everybody who was, part of the costume, the makeup, accessory, everything, because all the actors just look so well put together. It's not an easy task to get all the looks so perfectly right, but every character is just perfect on screen. So barring the abrupt editing in the second half, which was kind of, breaking the flow of the narrative for me particularly, overall I enjoyed watching this film. And of course, there is always this ongoing discussion that this should have been turned into a web series instead of making it into a film. But getting the time and commitment from such big actors to commit to web series, which will probably run for years, I don't think any actor would agree to it. Maybe it's not practically possible. But if you ask me, instead of 2 parts, maybe this could have been turned into a trilogy. That's just my opinion, because, converting like 5 freaking novels into 2 films is a monumental task in itself, and the fact that Mani Ratnam was able to do it just proves why he is one of the best storytellers and filmmakers of our country. Anyway, those were my quick thoughts on Ponniyan Selvan 2. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you have watched the film, and I'm gonna of course do a full-blown spoiler discussion / review next week when I'm fully recovered and not having cold and fever. And yeah, that was the review and sharing your thoughts. I'm gonna sign off from this video now, and I will see you soon on my next one. Bye.